Good afternoon and welcome back to the stream. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing pretty well myself. Been enjoying myself the last few days. I found a new incremental game. Well, not a new one actually, one of the older ones, but new to me and one of the better ones. I've been playing Antimatter Dimensions and it's been quite enjoyable. I do love the kind of game that I can play, in quotation marks, play in the background while I'm doing all the work I've got to get done. It's quite convenient. And I just like incremental games in general. I've tried out quite a few of them at this point, and Antimatter Dimensions is definitely one of the better designed ones. There's a real art to getting the numbers in an incremental game correct. I think that might be part of the reason why I enjoy playing Balatro so much. It's basically a really sped up incremental game with a clear ending, which definitely helps. It's nice when you've got the ones that go on forever, and I've got my on again, off again cookie clicker save file that's a few years old at this point. But there are a few incremental games that have endpoints, like the Paperclips one or the Potato one. I forget the names of them right now. And it is quite nice to have a stopping point for that kind of game. Don't know yet whether Antimatter Dimensions has one, but what it does have is tiers of mechanics that I'm liking quite a bit so far. It really manages to keep the progression feeling interesting, so I'm looking forward to what's coming up later in the game. It was apparently developed over a few years, and the developer got better, according to the community, as time went on, so the later stuff should be more interesting. I'm looking forward to it. For today, however, we're going to be playing something perhaps in a similar vein to incremental games. Now that I think about it, it is a bit of a similar numbers go up feeling. We're going to be playing a little bit of Holocure. So let me cut off the background and music, switch us over onto here, turn that volume on, and should be good to go if the game pops up. Oh, there we are. Yes, Holocure. The vampire survivors are like... Have I come up with a name for that yet? Because I know, you know, like Souls-like, roguelike, etc. Is vampires like a term? Do we call these games that? My goal today, I haven't got many of the characters unlocked in here. My goal today is to play a round or two and then see if we can't perhaps unlock Sarah's Fauna and play a round or two as her. For obvious reasons, if you look at the title of the stream. And I think I will be going in... Who as? Maybe Gura, because she's got some stream scheduled at the moment, which is a nice treat when she comes back every now and then. I do like Mumei's basic ability the most. The Bird Feather, once fully upgraded, being a homing weapon, makes it my preferred one out of, I think, all of them. Never quite enjoyed the playstyle for Vey, unfortunately. It's one of my favourite members of Hololive, but what can you do? Yeah, I think between Ura and Mumei, let's go with Mumei. Stage mode, and we do have the office unlocked. It does give more coins. We'll see if I can survive it. Alright. What were the controls? You move and you hit, let me just check real quick. Settings, keylines, what is our alt? Okay, shift for the alt. And I want to say there was a... Ah yeah, you can unlock the direction the weapon is firing in. Very useful to have. Despite having played a decent amount of Holocure, like before it came to Steam, I've never actually played the original. I've never played Vampire Survivors itself. I was watching... someone? Who was I watching the other day? Someone was playing Vampire Survivors, and I was checking that stream out because I've never played the game and barely ever actually watched it be played either. I really should get around to that at some point. It'd be good to have some idea of what the original feels like so that I can make more accurate comparisons with the many games it's inspired. Because it has been a lot, some better and some worse. Okay, we're going to just have to start fleeing here. Which is unfortunate, you kind of always want to be going in the direction of where you're shooting. That's where the XP is. Oh. explosives. And in this level, because you're on such a narrow space, it's much harder to loop around like you can in the open level. 2 seconds, and HP is full. The XP rate slowly increases to 2% as reprint. The RXP is not full right now, but we can fix that. Maybe get the shield upgrade at some point, if it shows up as an option. Oh, and there's another wall right behind that one. Okay. Play them for a minute. Go. Yeah, we're got a tunnel vision on the basic attack to get that homing feature. I hope it still has the homing feature, actually. I don't know whether any of the... Yeah, feathers home into 3 targets. There we go. I was gonna say, I don't know whether any of the characters ever got rebalanced, or if once it's in and it just stays. Let's get spider cooking. Now that we've got this upgraded, it's time to, as much as possible, pick up new weapons instead of strengthening the ones we have. I don't know if there's an actual official, like, best strategy for this, or you can kind of just go for whatever you want. But in my personal anecdotal experience, I've found that you get more power quickly early on by getting more weapons rather than improving the ones you've already got, and then later you can go in for the upgrades and then the collabs. But to start off with, you want to go for quantity. Just get as many as you can. I don't know if there's a tier list or anything like that, if people have opinions on which weapons are stronger than others. I'd have to assume so. People love tier lists. First thing I do when there's a new character release for any of the gacha games I play, hop over onto Pridwin and check the tier list. Or the ones that have one, not all of them do, of course. One of the ones I used to play actually just shut down the other day. It was the end of Alchemy Stars, unfortunately. But they were nice enough to provide a offline version. It doesn't have a huge amount of features, but at the very least you can go in there and look at your gallery of characters and rewatch all of the story cutscenes. They've even kept the gameplay in for the basic story missions. Shame about all of the other stuff, because there was a lot more to the game and it would have been lovely if we still had access to the rest of the stuff, but it's better than nothing, which is what you get for most games when they shut down. So at least we have that. There's another one, Artery Gear Fusion, that I used to play, which also shut down unfortunately, and yeah, there was no offline version for that. Simply gone. I'm considering whether I actually want to get into another one to take up that slot, or if I just, you know... I wouldn't say take that extra free time, because they're gacha games, I'm not investing huge amounts of time in them, I just hop on quickly, do my dailies, and then go again. Not that dedicated of a player. But yeah, I do technically have a few extra minutes open to slot one into. I'm currently kind of playing Honkai Star Rail. I say kind of playing because I go on and I do my dailies and stuff, but I haven't kept up with the story in quite a long time. I really need to go and do that. I also play Reverse 1999, which is a very nice one. That one's got just incredible aesthetics, you know, the atmosphere, the art, how weird it is. how weird it is in places, but also just super good, and how great the music is. There really seems to be a thing with these kind of games and music. One of the other ones I play, Arknights, also has just incredible soundtracks. 50% more holo coins. All coins are paid automatically. For every 10 times holo coins are paid, permanently gain 1% attack. Ooh. Very nice. Yeah, Arknights also just incredible soundtracks, incredible animations and preview videos. This games really know how to sell you on their characters. And that's all three that I've got at the moment. It's Star Rail, Arknights, and Perverse. I used to also play what's it called? The Weapon Girls one, Girls Frontline. But eventually kind of got bored of that one, to be honest, which was unfortunate. The gameplay was fairly nice, but the characters... It's got a really good story from what I remember of it, but the actual characters themselves I just wasn't that interested in. I found myself forgetting what characters were even in the game and what they looked like and just not being drawn in, which for a gacha game is terrible. You know, the whole reason you're playing is to pull the gacha and get the new characters, so if you find yourself just not interested in the characters, then what are you even there for? Why are you playing the game? So I stopped that. I know Girls Frontline 2 came out not long ago, and looks pretty good, but also looks like, you know, a video game. A lot of gacha games are kind of very low effort, low commitment. You can just have them there in the background, log into your dailies, do a few story missions quickly and move on without much commitment. But Girls Frontline 2 looks like it's one of those games that's like an actual game you play. I think it's got like XCOM style gameplay, which is neat. XCOM is on my list of stuff that I should play sometime, actually. But then that's a very, very long list. So who knows if we'll ever get around to it. Yeah, and then besides that, I played a tiny bit of Blue Archive and Azure Lane, and ended up dropping them both because I found the relationship between our stand-in and the characters just a tiny bit uncomfortable. I know it's a very hot button issue in the VTuber community as well, but I'm just not there for that kind of content. No thanks. Yeah, considering if I want to get into anything new, there's lots out there, some more and some less popular. And did I try anything else out? I very briefly played the Fate gacha, but frankly just kind of found that one bad. I thought the graphics looked very outdated, and the gameplay wasn't interesting, so that was unfortunate. There was apparently a Magical Girl Magica gacha at some point, but that got shut down before I ever even had the chance to play it. I think the either Japanese or Chinese version is still up, but for global, the English version no longer exists, which is tragic. If I'd known about it, I would absolutely have been playing it. But what can you do? Besides learn Japanese, which is maybe a little bit of a large commitment just so you can play a gacha game. I think that's, at that point, it's a little bit excessive. I haven't commented much on the game while we've been playing, but we are doing pretty well here. Just under 10 minutes, so about a third? Oh no, half an hour is Vampire Survivors, isn't it? It's 20 minutes for Holocure. So we're almost halfway there, I think. I'm sure the difficulty will scale up very rapidly at some point. I think we're keeping pace with the upgrades. I should probably take a second longer in the level up menus to actually pick what I'm getting. I've still got slots open for support items, even if my attacks are all tapped out. I should probably try and get the one with the shield, the body pillow, so that I can preserve my bonus from the lab coat. Here's XP gain, one level up, increase weapon damage by 0.3%. Does that apply retroactively? Because if yes, that would be incredible. Yeah, level me up quicker. I want to get everything maxed out as soon as possible and then get my collabs and bring new stuff in. To also get maxed out. Just stay mobile as much as possible, even when we're pretty boxed in. I think we're managing it. Pickup range, no. 2% for every target currently on screen. Further 1% for every 100 target ever defeated. The fact that that says ever defeated, to presumably imply retroactively, does make me believe that it probably isn't retroactive for other upgrades. It's the whole exception that proves the rule thing. If you call something out as being like, not in this case, or specifically in this case, then that means you can assume when it's not explicitly mentioned it's not the case. That is apparently, I've seen a few people online talking about how that's apparently a thing that lots of people don't understand what exception that proves the rule is supposed to mean. And yeah, it's exactly that. It's like if you see a sign that says no parking on Sundays, then the implication is that on any other day you are allowed to park. The Sunday is the exception which proves the rule that it's normally fine. Okay, we need some kind of healing item or something. Hello, Django. Oh, I almost died there. New player, relatively, yeah. I've played a little bit, but not much. Not much at all. Okay. Hopefully we can... Oh no, got too close. Damn. Well, 5k coins. It's not so bad. How much is it for a roll? Let's wait until we have enough for 10. 10 pull just feels better for a gacha game because that's the default for most of them. I'm trying to get Nesosons, yeah. I need to first lava. I played the game a little bit ages ago before it went on Steam. I had a fair bit more characters than this unlocked back then. I'm just getting back into it now. I generally speaking have an idea of what the items do and such. Just not, you know, if there's any sort of meta or anything, I don't know it. You want coins? Get Reina and Marion. They are both great for beginners. Great as in they're strong, so it's easier to get further for more coins, or do they have specific coin generating features? Because I'm pretty sure I remember that some of the newer ones they'd added at some point had coin generation built in. Also reminds me, I think there was something in here. Right, like I did some stuff in here a couple weeks ago, or whenever we last played. Yeah, there's a bit of money here. Oh, but at that point it starts to become work. I don't want to have to go through the process of setting this entire place up. We'll save this for later endgame kind of thing. Yeah, I need to feed them. It requires setup and management and stuff, which I'm just not on. Alright, we did one as melee, let's do one as mid-range stab attack in front, summon a shark that deals 700% damage to... Oh, I completely forgot that I also had my ult thingy. I should probably have used that at some point in the last run. I always do that. I get like special abilities and stuff like that that are used every now and then. I always forget that I have them. Alright, now begins the real game, where I have to play this and also manage to read chat at the same time. Actually go for this first. Have you seen Best Girl yet? Oh, well, that is a contentious statement. Who are we deciding is Best Girl? 10% chance to place one bite mark, max 5, where targets get 6% more damage and have 20% heal you. Nice. I mean, have I seen Best Girl? I'm not even sure who I would call Best Girl. There's a lot of really incredible people. Every 10 seconds create a whirlwind. Oh yeah, I love passive stuff. It just kind of helps me out without me needing to think about it. Exact opposite of the ults that I keep forgetting to use. Repel, yes. I did see the Narcissons there for a second, but I want... Early on, if I die, that's just a skill issue. I should be able to handle this few enemies, so we want more weapons instead of survival items. Objective Best Girl in Hololive is bottom right of Hollow House. Oh, I'll have to go have a look. Now that you've said it like this, I better see Yago down there when I go. If it's anyone else, I'm gonna be disappointed. Wasn't there something funny with Yago the other day? Oh yeah, there was like some joke about dehumidifiers or air conditioning or something, and the company sent someone to Hololive to apologize for not having like waterless dehumidifiers or some nonsense, and Yago came to greet them in person. I do like when companies do funny stuff like that. It feels disingenuous a lot of the time from like huge corporations, but it feels a little more funny from something as personable as Hololive. Not that they're not also a huge company, but you know, when you chat with the talents on stream, it feels very different. At the halls, there are many items, so it's hard to find them again. You gotten the Holocure achievement yet? I actually have no idea what achievements we have. Can we check that in here? I think so. I'll have to have a look later. I'm not sure if I've gotten any achievements yet, besides like progression ones, I think, for beating the first stage. Attack size and knockback. Probably pretty good to have. Shield is nice. Okay. Shield or healing? Do I try to avoid taking damage at all, or do I power through the damage? With some characters it's obvious, like I think Crony has that ability where he gets buffs for being at full health and being perfect. So in that case you want the body pillar, but for others I'm never quite sure. I think 77 is on the higher end of HP. So yeah, I'd be tempted to agree that healing is the better bet. It's also a larger buffer than the shield. I think the shield was like... oh, I forgot now, like 15? HP compared to the 77 health bar. Definitely more survivability there. Give me more attack size. I can kill them from further away, that's good for me. Let me try and stay in one place a bit longer. Okay, let's head back over this way and pick up everything we've dropped here. Lose 3 holocoins every second if holocoins is more than 0. Increase attack by 30% and take 10% less damage. No, probably not worth it. At least not for me right now. In late game you can... late game you can get up to 200 casually runs, so late game versus early game is always a little difficult conversation, because you have to get to the late game first. It's something I struggle with in Balatro. But probably in the opposite direction. In Balatro I tend to go in way too hard on securing the early game and then mess up my economy, so I'm not able to scale into the late game. It's bad. Whereas in other games I try to hold on as much as possible to spend as little as possible early, and then cash in later, which usually leads to dying too soon. 50% chance to dodge an attack after dodging, increased movement speed by 30%. I can... yes. Oh, you can really feel that kick in, that's a nice move speed up. After second, not a huge amount of time, but you can probably get yourself out of, you know, a small crowd if you're surrounded. The stage just makes it so hard to circle back for your XP. Really, unless you're managing to kill everything on the screen properly. Oh, like skills. I like that. Oh, killed that. Pick that up. Plane speed, more attack size, more shark bites. Let's take the attack size. Up with a lava bucket, nice. I think we're doing okay. Judging time in this game is really hard. We're 5 minutes in, which is not a huge amount of time, really. It takes so much focus to do this, it feels like more time has passed. One of the few games I play that doesn't have a pause button as a key mechanic, you know? You're not on a timer in Balatro, and you're playing EU4, you can hit pause whenever you want. Maybe I should play more games like this just to be more used to it. I have been considering whether I should maybe play Armored Core 6 on stream sometime. Because I do like mechs, but I haven't really consumed a huge amount of mech media. I've got Gundam Witch from Mercury on my to-watch list, and also recently had Macross recommended to me, so I'll probably be checking both of those out sometime soon. But yeah, not a huge amount. There's some smaller mech anime that I've watched, but I don't really count those because the mechs were just kind of a thing that happened to be in the world. I wouldn't say they're dedicated mech anime per se. Keep healing up. We are getting hit a fair bit. Yeah, I wouldn't really call them proper mech anime, and I'd like to get a bit more of that. I think my biggest exposure to mechs recently has probably been Lancer, the tabletop RPG, and watching various videos about that from 11 Dragon Kid and another YouTuber whose name escapes me. Increase the XP gain. Dodge. Let's level up our main weapon. I'd like to get a bit more besides that. I'd love to play some more Lancer again sometime. I only got a couple sessions in the one time I had someone who was running a game. Of course, I could always try and run a game myself, but it's a very different experience running a game and playing in one. Both nice in their own way, to be fair. I very much enjoyed the games that I have run, but it doesn't fulfill the same desire, really. And at the moment I'm getting a lot of what I would get out of running a game from my writing, so I'm mostly interested in playing one. Reduced special cooldown, probably the most useless item to me in particular, because I never ever remember to use my specials. Let's just hit this actually, see what it does. Okay, big chomp. And then some whirlpools. Nice. I just have to keep in mind that that is a thing I can do if we get into a bad spot. Hopefully I'll remember. What happened to you guys? How did you get out of formation? Run back over here. I do wonder if I'm missing out on anything by sticking around in the same location. I think in Vampire Survivors there are like special things you can find around the maps, and they have also a long corridor map, like a tower, that you can run up and down with special stuff at the top and bottom. But I don't know if there's an edge to this map, and if there's anything cool hidden there. Might be. But then if I go to check it out, that means I can't keep running back and forth to pick up all the XP. Which really does, what's it called? Defeats the purpose of killing all these guys if I'm not getting my rewards from it. I think there is some strategy about deliberately not leveling yourself up in Vampire Survivors, because like your level scales how strong Death is when he shows up at the end of a round. So by keeping yourself, like maxing your stuff up, by keeping yourself at a certain level, it actually becomes easier to survive longer against Death than it would otherwise be. But I don't know if that's the same thing here. I don't know if that's the same thing here. There's a kind of deep meta stuff that you really gotta be a fan of a hardcore fan of the game for to figure out. Kind of thing you see in a YouTube video and you're like, who the hell discovered this? What were they doing when they found this out? I watched a few YouTubers who make videos about speedrunners and various famous speedruns, like Summoning Sword. And some of the stuff those speedrunners do, like some of it I can see, you know, some of it is like game testing. If you have a good idea on how games function, you can find specific bugs, because certain things are just shared across games and across engines and stuff. But some of the stuff is like, what even gave you the idea to try and break the game in this way? What possessed you to take this particular item to this particular place and do this particular thing? Some of it I think gets pulled out of the game files, like when Bloodborne released and people figured out like that nonsense to get to Castle Cainhurst almost immediately. There's no way that a bunch of players went, okay, let's try every item in every location, and somehow managed to discover that immediately. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Okay, do we actually have enough range to hit her while staying out of her fire spearing? I don't like that the cone disappears when he starts firing, because it's kind of tricky to see where exactly the edge of the attack is. Or at least I find it tricky. Ooh, okay, this is getting a little dangerous. If we're not at full health, it's pretty easy to get caught out and die very quickly when she attacks. Okay, see that's... She came at us very fast there for a moment. It's scary. Stay away. Let's see if I can slip past and get back the other way. Get out of the cone. Ooh. The whirlpools do seem to be doing a decent job at holding her back. Okay. Distance, keep a distance. Right. And then close in. Get hits with our main weapon. Is this... What is the round time for this? Okay. I was about to say, is that the end boss or is that a mid-boss? But she's just died and the round's still going, so it is 20 minutes. And that is a mid-boss. Why do I feel like mid-boss is reminding me of something? Oh, Giga, isn't it? Like, her lore is that, that she's an RPG mid-boss, isn't it? She got a new outfit recently, but it's pretty nice looking. Very nice looking, really. I think if I had the money to spend, I would be getting a lot of outfits. I think a combination of this I don't actually like because it gets rid of the like knockback bubble around you. But it's probably stronger in terms of raw damage dealt, so let me pick it up. Oh no, I maintain the bubble from before, which is also dropping a bunch of bubbles everywhere. Very nice. But yeah, VTuber outfits. There's been a few very nice ones. Guro just got an outfit as well. The little winter coat thing, that's nice. And Koseki Biju got her edgy Chuni outfit. Love that. Fantastic look. I think in terms of sheer tuniness, it probably beats out Bei's military commander outfit, but I still think I prefer the military the military one. I think the uniforms just look very, very cool. So that one wins in my book. But they're both very good. Different styles, you know. I have debated doing some outfits myself for my own model, but then I remembered the sheer amount of work I went through to get this model made in the first place, and that I am quite simply not an artist, and I decided against it. There will be no outfits for me. Because I did make this myself in V-Roid Studio, and it's a very simple, basic model. Not much... there was not much done here. In terms of customization, like I used a lot of default clothes, a lot of default settings on like hair and stuff, and even then it was a chore and a half. And then converting it and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, people have started moving on to different lens shape options as well. You know, actually every 6 points of total max HP, increase damage of main weapon and special. People have started moving on in terms of what lens shape stuff they're using. When I made my model, the default was that you used the V-Roid version 0 and Hana Tool lens shapes, but apparently that's no longer the case. A lot of stuff has support for V-Roid 1.0 now, and people have found a different lens shape adder that works with 1.0 models. Really, I just want to, you know, spend a couple of years saving money and then commission a nice 2D model. Just funny because it used to be like very few people were doing 3D, and it was the big deal that you would go into 3D, and it still is. Like 3D debuts are a big deal, but they're a big deal now when it's from someone who's got the proper tech to back it up with like a cool 3D thing. Whereas 2D models are the fancy ones now, and you start off with a 3D V-Roid or whatever you happen to make, and that's the cheap and easy option now. how tech advances. To be honest, I'm not surprised it went this way. Once people realized what you could do with 2D, with live 2D models, and with the amount of work that goes into drawing and then splitting apart and what's it called, rigging those, I'm not surprised that they became the more expensive and fancier option. And I'm not surprised that the 3D became easier as well, because really it was just a lack of access to development tools, right? Like you didn't have a lot of the programs to run 3D models like we have now, like with DC Phase that I'm using at the moment, and easy access to something like V-Roid Studio to make your 3D models. But it's definitely easier. There's a reason all the shitpost and meme videos on YouTube are 3D stuff usually, and made in like Source Filmmaker or whatever, or in MMD. Whereas 2D, proper animation, is generally the fancier stuff unless you're doing like an animatic, and even those can be very fancy. And it's because the 3D stuff is in a lot of ways just easier. 2D requires you to put a lot of work into thinking about how and where everything's supposed to go and move, whereas 3D, it's like, once you've got the model, you can just throw it into a scene and it opens up a lot of possibilities in terms of creating animations or changing stuff, right? Like a live 2D new outfit either has to get stuck over the top of a model, which you can do if you've got a base model, but it still needs to be rigged properly and everything and cut apart and all that stuff. Or it's basically an entirely new model in its own right, whereas a new outfit on a 3D model? A little easier. If you look at, you can see that kind of thing in action in some games, for example, like if you look at Star Rail and its characters, they tend to share certain base models, and then those base models get adjusted for each character that requires, you know, slightly different proportions or whatever. But they're all made up of the same basis, and that's nicer to do in 3D than it is in 2D. You can't really template something in 2D and then animate it. Whereas in 3D, I mean, look at all the MMD dances. What they're doing there for a lot of those is not making a new dance animation for whatever character they want to show off. Someone makes a dance animation and then shares it, and then all you have to do is plug your own MMD compatible 3D model into the software, and it will follow those moves. Maybe you make a few adjustments here and there where something doesn't quite look like because doesn't quite look right because of proportions or whatever, but most of it is already done for you. Doesn't require much editing at all. Okay, we are in a bit of danger here. Let's hit this. It didn't do much to kill anything. Ooh, increased base attack? Just across the board? Yeah. That's good, I think. We're hanging in there. I don't know that we're ready for the end boss as it stands. I think I'd like a good deal more power before we get there, actually. Oh. I just slipped past. Thanks. Ah, one of these is good. I hope there's still a lot of XP on the floor. Okay. There's a chance to negate one hit. Yeah, let's grab that. Hopefully we'll survive here. I'd like to clear this stage. Oh, this is... Is there a range to this? Are we just... Do we have to kill it before it blows up? Is that what the idea here is? Please. Oh! Okay, we didn't kill it, but it also didn't kill us, so that's a win in my book. Let me grab this quickly. I probably shouldn't be running into them just for the item, but we are greedy as hell here. Okay. Oh, I see an arrow indicator in that direction. Alright, the whirlpools can draw them all in, and then we can just sneak around. Okay, okay. What is that? What have I just picked up? I have no idea. We have a little golden hammer. Okay, that's now maxed. Get one of these. I haven't seen this enemy type before. Oh, we're about to get stuck down here, aren't we? Oh. Can't get circled in, have to keep moving. Thing is charged up again. Right, level that up. Hit as much as we can. Keep walking. Just keep slipping past on the bottom and we'll be fine. $19 50, so should have the next thing happening in a moment. I don't know what it is with this stage. I don't think I've gotten to the... Oh, I don't think I've gotten to the end of this in the previous version before the Steam one was a thing. Oh, it's Achan. Oh dear. Oh, and she almost just instantly killed me. Why are you doing a bullet hell? I'm not the one who breaks your office windows. I don't even know if she's being hit. How far away is she? I'm pretty sure, like, if I take a full barrage of those blue ones, that is, like, an insta-kill. Sorry if I go a bit quiet, we're just slightly focused right now. Oh god, what even... Sure, this. More hit negation, ow. Hit negation, I say, and then immediately get hit. Okay, we need to go kill some other enemies. Okay, we can combine stuff, yes. Give me more power. Give me a level so I can get another weapon. And more kills so I can keep up the healing. Okay, she's doing a thing over there. You go right ahead of that. I'm just gonna quickly grab some XP around the place. Oh, don't take the barrage to the face. Did your attack pattern just change? Your health going down? Are we doing it? Oh, come on! I can do better than this, surely. One time when I was doing a computer science, like, course thing, I made a little in-browser bullet hell game. That was quite fun. I haven't really had the opportunity or the reason to do little projects like that in a long time. I'd like to again, but I already have a billion things going on, and there's just absolutely no time in my schedule for anything else. We've done it! Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Not really as many coins as I've been hoping for, but I still don't know what that is. I hope we get told something about that. CEO's Tears fires rapid tears at random targets. Nice, that's a weapon I haven't seen before. New content from the updates since I last played. Oh, alright, real quick, let me just take a sip from my drink. New stage unlocked. Stage unlocked. Nice. Alright. Time for a temple. And hopefully we get fauna. There we go, excellent. And a rank up as well, nice. Also... Ooh, outfit get. Very nice. Now we've got everyone, we also got Sana there. 5,000 coins remaining. let's see about the upgrades. Some health, some attack, crit chance, pickups, passive regen. Regen? Reduce damage taken. I mean, lots of stuff here that could be useful, but I don't know. We'll hang on to it for now. Alright, there's Fauna, who I wanted to play today. Nature Shield. Create 3 razor-sharp leaves that spiral outward. And Mother Nature. Summon a giant tree that creates a healing zone. In this zone, Fauna gains a 10-second invincibility buff. Nice. Did anyone see, after Fauna's graduation, the montage video of her giant tree in Minecraft across the years? I thought that was a really, really nice video. Laura Bangyagu, I don't know what that means. Plains Night, Halloween Castle, Holocure, and classic things. Okay, 1.2 to 1.3 modifier is not a huge amount, but it claims that with our upgrades we're ready, so we might as well check it out. Okay. Very hard to aim. Aim kind of slightly around from whatever I actually want to hit. When healing, a bunch will grow under a random nearby target, dealing 200% damage. Okay, so we want to be taking damage and healing afterwards? Increase damage by 20% and increase hit limit by 5. We'll start off with Spider Cooking. It's really strong very early in the game, because you can just run into things and kill them. Increase max HP after being hit, heal 10 HP every 3 seconds until 80% damage taken covered. If we got stuff that triggers while healing, then something like that would be great. Defeated targets have a 5% chance to drop saplings. The sapling heals 3% and increase Fauna's attack and speed by 30%. Okay, so healing is definitely a big part of Fauna's kit. Which makes sense because her videos were a healing experience. Every 10 seconds gain 1 Whisper, maximum 3. Each stack heals 2% HP every 2 seconds. On taking the next hit, consume 1 Whisper to negate the attack. Ah. Interesting. I wonder if negating attacks too often would impact our ability to trigger all of the on-heal stuff? I suppose it just means that you can be that much more reckless of running into a crowd. Increase spawns? No, let's not do that when we've just gotten to a more difficult map. Or max HP. I do wonder if there'll be anything that consumes health, perhaps? Okay, we're not doing enough damage with our spider meal to kill those incoming group Spider Cooking to kill those yet. Promising crit buff. If taking damage by a target, lose half buff. Okay, not bad because we're wanting to take damage, I suppose. Right, and work our way through this crowd, but we're not quite killing them fast enough, so we've got to back off a little. Oh, and those explode. Alright. Actually, what are we fighting against here? What are these? I want to say they're related to Hachima? Possibly? Sure, I don't know whose fans these are supposed to represent. I mean, with those ears and a tail, those are from Holocure, they've got to be. But who... These are squirrels? So, Risu? Yeah, that's a squirrel with like its mouth full. More max HP, alright. Orna, you're coming in with the unexpected tank build. Not what I thought her deal was going to be, but I guess it makes sense. Though even if I say not what I thought her deal was going to be, I didn't really have an idea for what Orna's abilities might be like. Excuse me. Let me take another sip of drink. With some of them it's a lot easier to guess. Like for example, Faye's abilities being chance-based. That was kind of an obvious one. But for others it's a lot harder. Some like Kali or Gura, it's pretty obvious that they're going to be vaguely Shark and Reaper themed and just like damage dealing. But for someone like Fauna, it's a bit harder. And healing a branch will grow under randomly by target, dealing 200% damage. Increase haste speed, but reduce max HP. No, that's the last thing we want. Super Jets. More money. We have a great deal of characters still to unlock if we want to have the full collection. Okay, who's that guy? Actually, who are the bats from as well? Are those just Halloween themed or...? Oh, hang on, is that guy... is that guy healing me? Is that the branch? When it said branch, I was expecting something like... an actual branch, but it could be that it's him. Nature Shield level 2, the answer will increase attack size and knockback. In 1 coin for every 100 pixels traveled, reduce pickup range. Yeah. Take that and remain mobile. Because I can just run into people a little bit and get the benefits of healing. Oh, I didn't actually take this yet. Okay, so who the heck is he then? Where did you come from? Hang on, what's my things I've got so far? Better cooking hot oven, axe, shield, bank, up saplings, heal 3%. No, those are just a little item. Ooh! Laser beams. Are you healing the enemies? Is that the misunderstanding here? I mean, it's a green zone and it didn't seem to be hurting me, so that shouldn't have been the case? I'm so confused. I assume there's some... yeah, okay, there's the branches. I assume there's something in the skill somewhere that I didn't read properly. We'll figure it out later. This is some kind of spider pig? That's gotta be related to Hachima. Gotta be. Ooh! I have to have a look who they've not added yet and who might be likely to join the game next. I think, what's his name? KU? Is just working through, like, chronologically, I want to say. Oh, no, it can't be, can it? Because I think the first ones added were Hollow EN, wasn't it? So... No idea. I do hope that the game does get like the full roster of everyone in here. I'd like to see the Holo Stars as well. I don't watch as many of the guys, but they are pretty funny in their own right. And it would be cool to play as some of them. Oh. Haven't seen that weapon before, might as well check it out. I'd also like to get Fauna's basic weapon upgraded, just to see what its highest level effect is, if it changes at all once maxed out. So far, I know we're only 5 minutes in, so I shouldn't say anything careless, but so far, this has been pretty easy. Yeah, level that. Really, having space to move around instead of being stuck in a narrow corridor makes this whole thing much more bearable. I was just thinking the other day about, because I was watching Frost Prime play Risk of Rain 2, and I was thinking about, you know, games being like it being an assumed natural evolution of a game, that it will move into 3D and this will be an improvement. And I was thinking about how, like, in a lot of cases that's not really the case. A game built from the ground up for a 2D or top-down or whatever view it takes environment will work better in that view. But for certain games, especially when it comes to fighting, adding in the third dimension really does do a lot from them, for the simple fact that there is more potential for positioning, which is huge. It adds a lot, and especially for something like Risk of Rain, adding in the third dimension really opens up a whole new area in terms of ranged combat. But like, positioning is one thing with just having more places you can be and extra access to move on, but range in a game like Risk of Rain 1, where it's side on, is really limited. You can only see so much of the screen. Whereas in Risk of Rain 2, you can now look off into the distance and shoot things very far away and be shot at from very far away, which plays in very nicely with the whole idea of positioning. And that's something that a 2D game just can't really match. Some try with, like, clicking and dragging over the view to aim, like you can get a scope or something in Terraria, which is neat, but it also then leaves you kind of vulnerable when you can't see yourself. And I guess that is a part of tactics as well, having to account for that. Like how when you're zoomed in on the sniper scope in a shooting game, a first-person one, you can't see around yourself so much. But I don't know. I feel like that simply works better in 3D. I'm also starting to wonder really if that guy with the green pulse might not be healing the enemies, and if he is, how I might go about killing him, because he needs to get gone. I don't think I have the DPS at the moment to take down those bosses if they're being healed. And that does seem to be the case. Oh, nice, got one of those. Axe. Oh, we're only one level out of that. It's rough. Look at this crowd they're dragging with them of these knight guys. Oh well, we can get them. Oh, he's isolated at the edge of the group. Hit him. Yeah, whether he's healing them or me, either way, go. Is that an arrow? Yes, there's some here. Everything we can get our hands on at the moment, we need it. The Psych Axe is probably doing the most work for us in terms of dishing damage to the whole crowd. I'm trying to hang close so that the spider cooking can do its thing. Yeah, we are basically constantly healing. So these should be dishing out pretty decent damage. It does say 250% damage, and I'm not sure 250% of what exactly. Ooh, let me just ban that. What have they done here? Ah, they've put a little accent under the S so that the message doesn't get caught out and removed. The fact that the bot is called Simulated Typist is kinda... that's kinda meta. That sure is a simulation trying to pretend to be someone typing stuff. Well done. Cool names for your robot menace do not in fact excuse it from being a robot menace. Is there another boss? Are we just gonna gradually fall behind until they're all on screen? I can't level up quick enough to outscale this. This is what I get for being overconfident at the beginning and saying that it looks a little easier because we have so much maneuverability. But I don't know what I could have done different. I mean, I've been trying to level up as fast as possible, so even had I not been confident, we would be in the same position. Oh, I really like the nurse horns if at all possible. Oh, right, I can do this. There we go. That helps a bit. Gets us back from the brink of death. We're gonna end up there again in a moment, but we at least escaped it for a second. Oh, stuck on a corner. Come on, more levels, more levels. Remove hit limit, yes, please. Hit everyone over there. Who would I run this with instead? And what would I take instead? Do I gotta take some of the upgrades for spawn rate and XP gain? But those are random. The game claimed that I had enough of the shop upgrades to be doing this level, right? Like it told me, oh, level 3 in damage and health, I think it was, is what you need for this. And I've got those. More max health? Every 4 points of total max health increase. Main weapon and special attacks by 1%. We don't really have special attacks. Our special is a healing thing. Okay, increased damage on spider cooking. Yes. X. You're on the brink of death. Whoa. Could use the next ult to get right up in their faces. Not sure how much good that will do me. I mean, all that said, besides the occasional scare when my health gets a bit low, we are surviving, like we're hanging in there. Run's not doomed yet, but there's a very strong yet. Reduce special cooldown. No, shoot 2 additional leaves. More axe? Increase damage by 50%? Yeah. Bring that up to Man, those first two bosses that showed up are still there. Like 5 minutes later as we're running from the duck. There are now little cat maids all over the place. At any other time I'd be ecstatic, but right now we are facing annihilation. Whispers, those are prevent damage. That doesn't do anything for me. More coins. Max HP. It's something. Okay, that triggers. We get back in, we head around. Do the best to keep the damage pointed at them. Oh, and the next new enemy spawn, and we still haven't dealt with these guys. I'm really wishing I had Mume's ult right now. It's also no longer a case of the healing guy, because I don't think I've seen his green aura for a while now. We're simply not pushing out the damage we need to be killing these guys. Maybe we're just not meant to, maybe we're meant to stay here forever, threateningly. Grab that. Stay in close for maximum damage. Don't get caught on the tables. That'll be a very bad way to lose. Piggy bank, more coins? No. Damage output. Oh, I think the crowd's gotten cut down a little bit. Oh no, there's that green outline. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, you can all feel free to explode as much as you want. As long as you do it once I'm out of range. Come on. At this point I expect to get a win or something. We've managed to survive this long after I thought I was doomed like 10 minutes ago. Pacifist. Leave a boss alive for 5 minutes or more. Oh no. Okay, we just got an achievement for it, so if you needed any further confirmation that we are not meant to be in this situation, there it is. There's the absolute proof that something's gone wrong here. Right. Okay, I was considering using the ult there, but we seem to be healing up okay. I mean, as long as the final boss isn't something that demands anything from us in terms of positioning, it doesn't really matter that there's a bunch of them on the board. Right? Like... okay. There's lots of bosses here, so what? If it's another, like... Miko style with the, flamethrower, and that really screws us over in terms of our maneuverability, then yeah, that would be a problem. But if it's not that... ah, did not get out of the way in time. Unfortunate. 16 minutes. I mean, 16 minutes on a new map isn't, like, terrible, is it? Not quite enough for another temple. So, I think I will call that there. Just a short little stream, because I felt kind of in the mood to play Holocure and wanted to check it out a little. I don't think I'll be raiding into anyone, so probably streaming tomorrow. We'll see. I might be busy doing some stuff. I've got some writing I need to do as well. So we'll see how much I can get done before the end of tonight. If not, then later in the week. If yes, then tomorrow. I don't know with what yet. Might be Balatro, might be U4, might be Holocure 6. No idea. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.